Hello YouTube. Bit of a different intro this time. Spark, what are you doing? Okay. Yeah, it's been a while since I've done a review on anything really. I've got reasons why they're not very interesting. What can you do? Anywho, I was a couple of weeks ago. I actually had some money spare, which is a rarity for me. And in case you're wondering why I'm sitting down here, it's because it's that bright out. That's the last bit of the sunlight that we're probably going to get for the rest of the year. Sorry, my cat is just... I've just put her toys back out, and as you imagine, she's kind of interested because I've got loads of catnip here. Yes, it's legal. Anyway, don't worry, we'll get back to you. So I came into some money, and by came into some money I mean I got paid, and I decided to go on a bit of a... Oh god, my hair. God, this is what happens when you have a double crown. I went on a bit of a game buying session, and I went to CEX, which is one of those kind of like buy and trade places in Crawley and Burgess Hill, and I picked up a handful of games. Now, all the ones I'm about to show you I have bought from there, but some of them I've had for a bit longer, and I've just not reviewed. There may be a chance I've actually already covered them. I can't quite remember because I have done like 140 something videos, and trying to remember each one is a bit difficult. So here we go. Deadpool. This one I didn't buy this. I actually got this for Christmas, so you can tell how long it's been since I've actually reviewed anything. Basic storyline: Deadpool being Deadpool, like in the film, only without the voice of Ryan Reynolds. I actually don't know who does the voice. I'm pretty certain it's in here somewhere. It's not. The basic part of it is he has a contract to go and find someone, and he does find them quite quickly, but then the X-Men get involved and Sinister's in there, and all manner of wackiness ensues. So if you've ever seen it, that's the back of it. It's just that's just the legal stuff at the bottom. But he does a lot of... If you've seen the film, then it's not that dissimilar, with the exception of obviously how he gets his healing factor. But the difference in this game through all the other the other sort of Marvel films games is that this one is actually quite good, and this one is actually one of those games that if you've got nothing planned and you just want to go and blow stuff up and genuine sort of killing without the regret and all that sort of stuff, then that's the game to play. The second one I bought, well, this is a pair that I bought off, one's from Game and one's from, both actually from Game now I think that, is Darksiders 1 and Darksiders 2. Now, really quick backstory. This one you play as War, the Horseman War. You can kind of see the picture there, and that's him on the back with his sword and horse. The apocalypse has started early, and War has been called to do what he's supposed to do. As it turns out, it hasn't started early. It's because someone else has kind of mucked around, and he gets the blame for it. And it's about him trying to go and find out who it is and effectively kill them. Now, like most games, each kind of bit of it has an end level boss. In this case, there are 5 that I can remember. One of them is the actual villain. If you haven't played it and you want to play it, I'm not going to give you any details because it'll spoil it, but it's kind of who you expect when you play it. Sorry, I'm doing this while sitting on the floor, and I've got this on my sofa so I can actually see. The other 4 kind of big bosses. Yeah, one of them is a spider, which is actually really easy to defeat. One of them is sorry, I'm trying to remember this all from memory, and it's only 9:15 in the morning, and I have only been up for like 20 minutes, hence the wonderful expression. So you got a spider. One of them is a worm, which took me forever to bloody kill, and I only managed to do it once, and that was enough. There's like a sub-boss of the same type, which is equally as annoying, but not as difficult, and that one took a while as well. Another one of them is a kind of bat type thing, which again, that one was really easy to kill. And the fourth one, I cannot for the life of me remember, but it'd be one of those 2 o'clock in the morning things. I'll go, oh yeah, it was that. That one, that is actually a very good game to go around and play. And then the second one, which is this, is during the same time. So my phone's going off. Okay, the second one is you play as Death, one of the other horsemen, and you are going out to try and clear War's name. And this game has a different set of mechanics going with it, whereas this one is literally just a case of go around and just kill everything. This one, you can customize Death. There's not that much in the way of background. There we go. There's not much in the way of background, like I said on this one. However, like I said, you go around and you can customize the weapons and armor and equipment that you carry around as Death. And this one is also voiced by, I'm gonna get this wrong, I think it's Michael Madsen. If you want point of reference, he was the warden in the Count of Monte Cristo, the one with Guy Pearce. He was the big boss guy in the first Crow film, and he was Elgin in Alien Resurrection. He always has long hair, or he's got that kind of raspy voice, but he's actually very, very good for Death in this. At the very end, you have to fight another guy of the same species, because the horsemen are all a band of beings called Nephilim, and you can look that up on Wikipedia. There's somewhere something about that. I'm being very vague about some of these games for the simple fact that people still want to play them, and I don't want to give too much away, hence the reason why I'm being a bit vague. Now, I'm going to go on to... Actually, no, I'll come back to that. The last series that I bought from CEX, and I got all this, I should point out, these next 5 for about 12 quid. So as you can imagine, I was quite chuffed. So I've got and completed Dead Space 1. This one was a while ago. And then I went and bought, because like I said, I got them for 12 quid, Dead Space 2 and Dead Space 3. Now, I have played the intros of these just so I could set them up on my PlayStation, because like I said, I bought 4 at the time. And effectively, I just wanted to get them on and ready, so I didn't have to sit around and install each one as I wanted to play it, on the off chance I ran out of time. Dead Space 1, well, the whole series effectively is about, you have to fight these beings called necromorphs, which are effectively like monster zombie type creatures, and you're in space, kind of enough said really. You can customize weapons as you get them. So on the first one, I got a plasma cutter, which you get at the beginning of every single game. It's kind of like the default weapon. So like in Tomb Raider, you had the handguns. In Mega Man, you had the Buster Cannon, that sort of stuff. That's the simple principle of it. And so, that's this. Sorry. She's been sunbathing, so and she was asleep with us this morning. So anyway, the plasma cutter in my opinion, is the weapon of choice. The other weapons that I had in the first one are quite good, but the only reason I use that one is because it's versatile and it goes around and it's easier to work with and works faster, etc. It's bigger, stronger, faster, better. We can, like $6 million man. Now, as I said, I've played the intro for both of these. The only difference I can see so far is on the intro for this one, you play as someone else, but he gets shot in the head. Bad luck. I know what happens. I've seen all the videos and walkthroughs and such, so I've got a pretty good idea of what to expect. On the second one, I've only got as far as the I've escaped, and I've got my I can't remember what it's called. The tool that you can use to grab things up, the kind of electromagnetic thing. It'll come to me. I picked that up from the hospital, and I'm just about to leave. And on the third one, I'm on the highway, having just caused a humongous crash. And like I said, I know what happens at the end of them, so I'm kind of looking forward to playing these ones. However, 2 games I've been wanting to get for a while, and I finally did, and I have to admit I'm quite disappointed with them. And I don't know if this is the genuine consensus for everyone, but the first one is Dante's Inferno. Now, there's the back if you're interested. Okay. The simple story is about, you play this guy called Dante, who was one of, I won't say a Knights Templar, but he's going through the Crusades, and he ends up doing something really unspeakable, and he ends up meeting up with Death. The two of them get into a fight, and he kills them, and he steals his scythe, and then he goes to basically hell to go and get his girlfriend / wife, I think it's his wife, to go and rescue her because she's been taken by Satan. You know, that old chestnut. And then you go through these, I think it's 7 circles of hell. 9 circles. And that one was okay. I mean, I can't really think of anything good really to say about it, apart from the graphics. One thing I will admit, in all the games I've got, and all the ones I have reviewed already, the graphics in them are pretty damn good. I will admit that. However, that is pretty... some of the music in them is pretty good as well, but that's... the 2 that I'm going to show you, that's like the only redeeming factors of it. And this is the same with Batman Arkham City. I had that, and then I sold it, and then I rebought it. I've completed it, and I'll come to that one in a minute because I can give you a better review for that one. Yeah, and then you basically rescue your other half, and then you fight Lucifer in the end, and then it's just a complete cop-out. I have seen it many times, and I have to admit Oh, sorry, am I interrupting you? Spark wants to be in the video. Thank you, Spark. Anyway, so it's a complete cop-out at the end of it, because stop scratching my foot. It's a complete cop-out at the very end of it, because it says to be continued, and I haven't heard anything about it, and I'm kind of hoping that they don't make a sequel, because I don't think it's worth a sequel, but that's just me. You can buy all these upgrades for things like moves and whatnot, and to actually use them is a waste of time because they take so long to actually do anything. You may as well just stick with standard attacks, light and heavy. It's basically, I don't quote me on this, but I have a feeling this is the same company who made God of War. Now the only difference being is that God of War actually works because there's so many different gods you can go through. And I understand that they are making another God of War game, but instead, because obviously they've killed all the Roman era type gods. Sorry, she's licking her bum. They've now moved on to the Norse gods, so it's going to be things like Thor, Odin, Loki, dragons, that sort of stuff. The other game that I bought that I wanted for a while and I was disappointed with was this, Bayonetta. Now, I completed this last night, actually. Yeah, actually, no, yesterday morning I completed this. That's the back, if you're interested. You play an Umbra witch called Bayonetta, also known as Cereza. And you've been in a pond for 500 years in a coffin because you were a witch, half sage, and it's to do with things called the Eyes of the World. And I wanted it to be a good game, but I'm struggling to have it as a good game. I mean, like I said, the inbuilt moves that you can purchase and learn are so awkward because there's so many of them that I think there's something ridiculous, like everything put together. There's easy about 50 different moves, and to try and do that, you've got to sit and practice it. And I got through the whole game just doing the same thing over and over again. And yeah, I wanted it to be really good, but I couldn't. And you know, at the very end, it's just, oh yeah, by the way, there's a sequel, and it's like, really? Oh well. Batman Arkham City. Now, as I said, I went and bought this again. Because I actually want to play the final one, which I think, but don't quote me, is Arkham Knight. And I really want to play that one, but I actually can't because I've got a PlayStation 3, and it only came out for the PS4 and the Xbox One, if I'm right, along with Rise of the Tomb Raider, which I really am annoyed about. But I will never get to play that, and I only know 2 people with the PS4. And I'm pretty certain they won't lend it to me, and they don't have the game either. So, Batman Arkham City, I bought it, completed it, and don't get me wrong, as I've said, the graphics and the music in it are really, really good, but the gameplay itself is slow, it lags a lot. At the same time, you can do all the little side missions. Now, there are 12 of them, I have done 11 of them. The only reason I haven't got 100% of those is because the Riddler one is the one I'm not bothering with, because I assumed that there was only going to be like 100 bits to do. There's 440 of the damn things, and I got to, like I said, about 170, and I lost the will to live. So any of the characters imprisoned by the Riddler in that game, you can suck a duck, because I'm not coming to save you. So that's all my PlayStation games up to date that I am aware of. Now, like I said, I've got these 2 to play, the Dead Space ones. I've got these 2 to play, so I'm going to be playing them probably at some point. Don't know when, because I'm going to be at work tomorrow. No, Saturday, isn't it? Yeah, I'll be at work on Monday. So, and they're not short games, so I can probably play for like an hour a night. So I'll have one effectively finished by the end of the year, if I have time. If not, then it'll be as and when. So, with that in mind, I am going to leave it there. If you found this as a rant, tough. It's my video, and I will do what I want. And yeah, I've got asked about this. Asked about my ninja disguise. There you go. I flashed you first thing in the morning. See you later.